Qualities of Zodiac signs, movable, fixed, and dual signs, Aries Part 1. Let's start with Aries, the first sign of the Zodiac, and look at what it means to be a movable or Chara Rashi. Aries is ruled by Mars, and its elemental quality is fire. Now, when we say Aries is a movable sign, we're talking about a natural quality of action, change, and forward momentum. Movable signs are powered by Rajas Guna, the energy of dynamism, drive, and initiation. These are the signs that want to start things, new projects, new phases, new adventures. When Aries rises as the ascendant, this Chara quality becomes very visible in the personality. These are people who like to move, physically, emotionally, mentally. They rarely sit still. Their mind is wired for initiative. They may start many things at once, and even if they don't always finish them, their impulse to act and lead is unmistakable. Aries ascendant people usually don't wait for permission. They act first and reflect later. In the fourth house, Aries as a movable sign brings dynamism into the home environment. This could mean a home that is frequently reorganized, or even a pattern of moving residences often. It might also suggest that emotional security, the core meaning of the fourth house, depends on action. These people might feel most at home when they are busy, or they may find it hard to settle emotionally unless they are working on a goal. Now, if the seventh house falls in a movable sign like Libra, which it does for Aries ascendant, that same quality of change and movement enters relationships. These natives may seek stimulation and variety in marriage. Partnership for them works best when there's mutual growth, shared projects, or constant renewal. On the flip side, it may bring challenges in sustaining long-term calm unless both partners are comfortable with change. Career-wise, Aries being a movable sign in the 10th house for Cancer ascendant pushes the person toward careers that involve movement, leadership, and continual evolution. The 10th house, being about karma and one's role in the world, when influenced by Aries, pushes for pioneering efforts. These are the entrepreneurs, athletes, soldiers, or high-intensity professionals who thrive on constant motion and competition. What's unique about Aries being a movable sign is that its instinct is to push through obstacles, often before calculating the long-term consequence. This is very different from fixed signs, which hold their ground, or dual signs, which weigh options. Aries plunges ahead. The soul lesson here often involves learning when action is truly necessary and when restraint is more powerful. It's also important to note how the guna Rajas expresses through Aries. Rajas wants results, movement, and engagement. When in balance, it creates leadership, courage, and achievement. But when excessive, it can lead to burnout, impulsiveness, or even aggression. That's why Aries must learn how to center its fire without losing its spark. So whether Aries is rising in your chart or ruling a key house like the 4th, 7th, or 10th, that quality of motion, will, and restlessness will color that area of life. Understanding this principle gives us a powerful tool. We don't just read where a planet is. We ask, what kind of movement is it trying to create in this area? That's the heart of understanding movable signs like Aries. Changing energies of planets with qualities of Zodiac sign, Part 1, Aries with conjunctions. In Aries, movable, fiery, and Rajasic, planets don't simply sit in a sign, they're launched. The moment 2 or more planets come together in Aries, they ignite each other with drive, urgency, and action. Aries doesn't hold back, it propels. The conjunctions in Aries often show fast starts, intense experiences, and a need to express power or identity forcefully. But depending on the planets involved and the house they occupy, this dynamism can lead to creative breakthroughs or burnouts. Let's place Sun's Mercury in Aries in the 3rd house. This forms Buddha Aditya Yoga, a combination of intellect, Mercury, and authority, Sun. In Aries, the communication style becomes assertive, direct, and fast-paced. These natives may be exceptional in sales, writing, or debating, but they may also interrupt or dominate conversations. Sibling relationships may be competitive. The mind and ego move together here, creating conviction, but sometimes at the cost of listening. Now consider Mars plus Moon in Aries in the 4th house. The Moon, representing emotions, joins Mars, the fiery ruler of Aries, in the house of emotional security and home. This can create internal restlessness and emotional volatility. There's an urge to act on feelings immediately. These natives may be the kind to renovate homes frequently, defend their families fiercely, or become irritable in emotionally stagnant environments. The challenge lies in cultivating emotional patience without suppressing their fire. Place Venus Rahu in Aries in the 7th house, and relationships become magnetic, unconventional, and filled with desire. Venus wants love and beauty. Rahu wants intensity and expansion. In Aries, this can indicate a partner who is alluring but unpredictable, someone the native may rush into union with. Relationships may start passionately, even impulsively, but require maturity to last. There's often a karmic pull toward dynamic or foreign partners. Consider Jupiter plus Mars in Aries in the 9th house. This is an explosive combination of wisdom and will. These individuals are spiritual warriors, driven by conviction and guided by philosophy. They may pursue truth through action, martial arts, travel, or academic leadership. This conjunction produces bold mentors or reformers. However, arrogance or righteousness must be managed, as Aries can amplify belief into dogma if not tempered by reflection. Now take Saturn plus Mercury in Aries in the 10th house. This is a frictional combination. Slow, cautious Saturn meets fast, clever Mercury. In Aries, Saturn feels out of place, yet Mercury is energized. Professionally, these individuals may start with communication setbacks or delays in recognition, but they build strong foundations through structured thinking and resilience. The key is learning to integrate speed and structure. Strategic communication can become a great career strength. With Sun plus Ketu in Aries in the 1st house, we see a stripping down of the ego. While the Sun in Aries is bold and kingly, Ketu brings detachment and spiritual disinterest in personal fame. This can create a personality that is intense, instinctive, and self-sacrificing, but also confused about identity or purpose. These natives may be seen as fearless or aloof. Their soul journey often involves leading through presence, not performance. Mars plus Venus in Aries in the 5th house creates passion in romance, art, and self-expression. This is a classic combination for creative fire, flirtation, and dramatic love affairs. These natives often pursue what they desire without hesitation, but sustaining affection requires maturity. The 5th house being the house of joy, this conjunction gives strong attraction powers, but the impulsive nature of Aries can make romantic life a roller coaster. Each of these conjunctions in Aries emphasizes movement, action, and courage. The Chara nature means these planets will not rest, they push forward, sometimes faster than they're ready for. The real art of interpreting conjunctions in Aries is asking, how do these energies move together? Do they reinforce action or compete for direction? In Aries, conjunctions aren't static blends, they're combustions. And what they ignite depends on awareness, timing, and inner clarity. Changing energies of planets with qualities of Zodiac sign, Part 1, Aries, continued with more conjunctions and yogas. Aries, being a Chara sign ruled by Mars, infuses all planetary conjunctions here with urgency, initiation, and drive. When 2 or more planets conjoin in Aries, they don't simply cooperate, they often collide, creating dynamic blends or internal tensions that must be actively directed. Below are more conjunctions and their effects when placed in Aries, with attention to yogas they may form and the unique way Aries activates them. Let's begin with Sun plus Jupiter in Aries in the 5th house. This forms a powerful Raja Yoga if either planet rules a Kendra or Trikona. The Sun gains directional strength, Digbala, in the 10th, but in the 5th it still holds great potency. Here, Jupiter expands the nobility of the Sun, and Aries brings leadership into creativity, children, and self-expression. These natives can be charismatic educators, spiritual guides, or performers with a sense of mission. The yoga enhances intellect, but Aries makes it fiercely independent. There's less tradition, more innovation. Now place Mars plus Saturn in Aries in the 1st house. This is a high-friction conjunction. Mars rules Aries and acts impulsively, while Saturn delays and restrains. When they meet, especially in the ascendant, it creates enormous internal tension. If harnessed well, this gives discipline under pressure and the ability to persist through hardship, similar to Tapasvi Yoga. However, the native may struggle with anger, rigidity, or overcompensation. Physical endurance is high, but so is the potential for injury or chronic tension. Moon's Ketu in Aries in the 4th house can create Kamadruma Yoga if unaided by other planets. But more importantly, this combo brings emotional withdrawal and instinctive disconnection from roots. Aries adds intensity to the moon's feelings, but Ketu severs attachment. The home life may feel unstable or karmically burdened. Emotional responses are fast, but difficult to verbalize. These natives often feel like they must cut ties to grow. A spiritual practice or guidance from maternal figures often brings healing. Place Mercury plus Venus Rahu in Aries in the 7th house. This triple conjunction forms a UT that intensifies charm, desire, and verbal cleverness in relationships. Mercury adds wit, Venus adds beauty and sensuality, and Rahu intensifies both. But all three in Aries create aggressive social instincts. The native may marry quickly, attract foreign or unconventional partners, or get involved in intense romantic entanglements. If Venus and Mercury are strong, this can bring success in diplomacy, media, or law. If afflicted, it may bring scandals or instability. Jupiter plus Ketu in Aries in the 9th house produces a version of moksha yoga. Aries adds fire to spiritual exploration. These natives may challenge established doctrines and seek truth through personal experience rather than scriptures. Jupiter is expansive, Ketu is subtractive. The blend creates nonconformist teachers, spiritual travelers, or those who abandon dogma in search of essence. With Aries, this detachment from religion isn't passive. It's courageous, even iconoclastic. Sun, Mars, Mercury in Aries in the 10th house forms a Chatusagar yoga if other kendras are occupied. But even by itself, this combination is highly assertive for career. Sun gives status, Mars provides drive, and Mercury enables strategy. These natives are born leaders, often drawn to roles involving authority, communication, and execution. In Aries, the conjunction produces sharp decision-making, but the ego, Sun, aggression, Mars, and logic, Mercury, must be harmonized. Otherwise, it can lead to overconfidence or conflicts with superiors. Venus plus Saturn in Aries in the 2nd house brings a sober tone to speech, finances, and family life. Venus softens Saturn's coldness slightly, but in Aries, both planets are a bit uncomfortable. Venus becomes impulsive in desire, and Saturn becomes impatient with delays. Financial life may improve with age. Speech can be careful or artistic, but may lack warmth. If supported by benefics, this combo can produce disciplined artists, especially in visual or architectural fields. Rahu's Mars in Aries in the 6th house creates a powerful Viparita Raja yoga. Mars here is at home and Rahu supercharges his will. This is the signature of a warrior, someone who defeats enemies, overcomes obstacles, and thrives in crisis. Aries enhances the competitive spirit, making this a strong placement for military, athletics, or any field requiring confrontation. If poorly placed or unaided, however, this can bring impulsive conflict or legal trouble. Moon plus Venus in Aries in the 1st house produces emotional charm, artistic sensitivity, and a youthful romantic nature. Aries makes both planets act quickly in matters of love and desire. These natives often fall in and out of attraction fast. While Venus gives beauty and refinement, Aries lends boldness, making them socially magnetic but sometimes emotionally impulsive. If well aspected, it brings popularity and creative gifts. If not, it can lead to over-identification with appearance or fleeting connections. Each conjunction in Aries sets off a chain of activation. Because Aries is Chara and Agni Tattva, it doesn't just combine planets, it pushes them into motion. The challenge with Aries conjunctions is to temper impulsiveness with reflection and to align bold action with higher purpose. Otherwise, the heat of Aries can burn through opportunities before they're fully formed. But when well guided, these conjunctions produce pioneers, those who initiate new paths in whatever house they light up.